Eating like a bird, Unit 5, Lesson 1. Has anyone ever told you that you eat like a bird? That expression means that you don't eat very much or that you just pick at your food. Some birds may eat this way, but not the birds that live along the Florida seashore. Every time they want a snack, they have to wade knee deep into a muddy marsh, hold their breath while chasing a fish underwater, or do a 30-foot high dive into the chilly sea. More than 300 kinds of birds live at the Merritt Island National Wildlife Refuge on the east coast of Florida. They range from 6-inch sparrows to great blue herons, which can grow to be more than 4 feet tall. What all these birds have in common is a good appetite. They spend much of their day hard at work searching for their next meal. Some birds are waders. Herons, egrets, ibises, storks, and spoonbills hang around in shallow, muddy water looking for tasty things to eat. Herons and egrets simply stand very still in the water, watching and waiting. Depending on the bird's size, it looks for small fish, shrimp, and other crustaceans, insects, young birds, or even marsh rats and other small mammals. When one of these creatures comes close enough, the bird jabs with its head, either grabbing the animal in its mouth or stabbing it with its beak. The ibis uses its long, curved beak to feel in the water and in the mud for the tasty bites like small fish and crustaceans. Other waders, like wood storks and roseate spoonbills, stir up the bottom with their feet or beaks and eat whatever they scare up out of the mud. Some birds go right out and follow their food. Cormorants and anhingas dive underwater, chase after fish, grab them in their beaks, and take them to the surface to eat. Anhingas also perform a tricky flip and catch move to gulp down a fish. One problem for these birds is that they can't fly when their feathers are soaked with water. That's why they often sit on branches with their wings outstretched, drying them in the sun and wind. Some birds drop onto their prey from above. The brown pelican dives headfirst from 20 or 30 feet in the air and snatches a fish with its beak. Then it floats on the surface, drains the water from its beak, tilts its head back, and swallows the fish whole. The osprey holds down feet first and grabs a fish with its razor-sharp claws. Then it flies to a treetop to eat in peace, picking its meal apart with its sharp beak. One of the most fascinating sights in the Florida marshlands is a flock of black skimmers. They fly just above the water surface with their lower jaws dragging in the water. Skimmers are the only birds in the world whose lower jaws are longer than their upper jaws. When the skimmer hits a fish in the water, it jerks its head down and grabs its meal. Then it flips the fish out of the water and swallows it while flying. Of course, it's not always a fish that the skimmer bumps into. Skimmers have strong neck muscles and bones to protect them from extra hard bumps. Still, they sometimes chip their beaks on underwater rocks or branches. Skimmers with badly damaged beaks can survive by becoming wading hunters instead. Not all birds are light, picky eaters that people have come to believe they are. Many birds work hard for each and every meal. So the next time somebody tells you that you eat like a bird, be glad you really don't have to. That end.